fresh. Find elevation of the more of the less. There's something about me. After I rise and shine, I'm ready to shoot my shot like it was gunplay. You heard from the rest, now hear the words from the best. Who has the character and caliber of Naturesh? Something about me. And when we meet, your only homework from last week is to be elite. Be discreet about the things we build upon when we speak. Dot your I's and cross your T's and be complete to reach a peak. Something about me. And when I rise to flourish, my mind is nourished with words to help me find the courage to stay on my higher purpose even when I get nervous. This is sort of like church for us if it's about the service. Something about me.
What up? What up? What up, world? Tap. I'm Compression. This is the Monday Jump Off number 169. 169. Put the numbers together. This is a 7 episode filled with wisdom and intuition and, the royal cubic of things. So, yeah. Hope everybody had an incredible weekend and had started the week off doing something incredible and just having an incredible start to the week. So this is why we do this. So everybody I rock with that does great business is in the description box. So if you haven't gotten it yet, go to MezuraCreations.com and pick up your US cards. Yesterday we had our very first game night in New Jersey, and it was a good time. After the first round of card games, people pretty much got into it. So a lot of laughter, a lot of joy, and it's such an honor to be part of that team and in the creation process of the card game US. So definitely go to MezuraCreations.com and get yours today. And yeah, let's just allow it to grow. So I'm just really excited that yesterday was the very first game night, and it was good. So we're doing more game nights in different cities and places coming soon. So from the East Coast to the West Coast and the Midwest. So it's a good time. Come out, bring your family, bring your teens, food and drink, and just play cards and have a good time and allow a Black brand to grow and blossom and become part of the family. Like, we want to become part of your collective family experience, just like other games, and go down as that. So your kids talk about it, and they get like a really dope cultural reference, and it's a lot of different strategies and a lot of different ways to win. It's just an honor, to have set that up. So yeah, shout out to Kurti and Sek Ray, my team, in creating US card game of culture. So definitely get yours today at MezuraCreations.com. Then we have Portal, that's PRTL.com. Use access code BELITEFIT for 15% off all your recovery and things that you do there here in New York City. Hope to see you there. I'm trying to head there tomorrow, get my recovery on, and yeah, just gotta stay in tune with what your body needs, and Portal will definitely help you with that. And it's just many different other dynamics that they present as a good strength and health and wellness and biohacking company, right? So Portal is biohacking. So 100% check them out. And remember, use access code BELITE and you get 15% off everything. Next on the agenda, once again, everything is in the description box. So I'm not running through that. I just want to say shout out to the New York Knicks. We looking good. Bronson's looking good. It feels really good to see the Knicks doing well in the playoffs. After that destruction Michael Jordan brought in the late 90s to the Knicks during that series, I don't think the Knicks been the same. We have moments, but now it looks like we're going in the right trajectory. So I'm really happy that the Knicks is doing something, worthy, and we're going to get them Sixers up out of here, and it's good. That second round, though, facing those Nuggets, that's a different thing, but is in the right trajectory. So shout out to all the Knicks fans and New Yorkers and just the Knicks players for just giving us some joy in that arena, because you know the Rangers always been doing their things, and it's just good for New York basketball to be moving in the right direction. You know, I wonder though if Steph Curry will ever come in his career as a Knick. So now you got Curry, Bronson, Randall. Yeah, just putting that out there in the ethers. I was really shocked to see the Suns get swept like that with Kevin Durant. Oh man, that's crazy. Suns got swept by the Timberwolves. I think that might have been the first time the Timberwolves ever swept any team. And I've been watching the Timberwolves since Stephon Marbury and Kevin Garnett was on there. So it was pretty dope to see the Timberwolves. You know, Ant-Man, he coming into himself. I think he's going to be a super dominant player and somebody to watch in the future. And I think he's only like 22, 23. So, baby, he revving up. So I like it. I think that's the future right there. And it's the changing of the guard. Like with everything, you know, the guards have to change and players grow out of their position, and you got to just know when to call it. It's very special. Shout out to Candace Parker, who just retired, 3-time champion, I believe, and just a credible player for the WNBA, and just a overall fly sister, you know. So shout out to her career, and yeah, getting away from sports now, moving on. I just want to talk about, y'all really need to check out that Harvey Weinstein case, and how, you know, certain things it got postponed because they had to throw it out, like certain accounts out due to, like, I really don't know how to put it, but it was like due to having, don't quote me on this, having too many people with backstories about that coincided with his allegations of rape, right, and his abuse of power. And it's just wild. Now they're postponing it, and certain people and things got thrown out. So it's just no longer suitable for his case. It's just kind of deep how if you got the money and the right legal team, you can, I'm not saying tampering. It's just the lawyers are doing what they're doing, but it's just really wild how that can kind of go. Moving along, brush that off. We got a lot of wild earthquakes happening, right? Like, I don't know if it's the fracking or the earth is shifting again, right? Because the earth always shifts every couple of thousand years. It shifts, and then, you know, pieces of land fall off. Like, if you look at like the sonograph over Australia, there's a bigger landmass underneath that they consider, like, I guess Atlantis, or you don't technically know the name, but it's a whole different, and only that piece that we consider Australia is left. So we don't know how the earth is shifting, and what's the setup of all these earthquakes. Is it undersea demolition bombing that's causing it, that's shooting it through those earthquake lines, shifting those plates like that? Is it the fracking, or is it the earth just shifting because we are moving faster? I think we lost about a second, or like 1.2 seconds off our time. So is the earth just recalibrating like it always does? And yeah, like, what's the cataclysmic thing that could be brewing or happening? So definitely check out those earthquakes, and you can just see it's been a lot. They saying one might affect Yellowstone, and if those volcanoes in Yellowstone go off, it's going to be a problem. But shout out to everybody in that earthquake zone. Just, you know, as always, as I always talk about on here, preparation. Get your health together, get your ability to handle situations specific for your area, and just be prepared. Be a healthy person mentally. Get your little 3-day on the go bag or 7-day on the go bag. Make sure your kids know some drills. Make sure you have a meeting point for things, and just know that you're not alone because you're going to need community to survive. So get your people together, if anything. So that's for everybody, though. That's for us here in New York City. We could be flooded out at any given time, just the way New York is built, So there's different things that can happen in different areas. Prepare for those things that can happen in your area and just make the best of it, man. Gotta make the best of it. And yeah, just be aware, stay alert, stay what's happening. Earthquakes all over from here to Morocco. It's been wild. It's been wild. So we slide that over. I want to talk about all these ships losing power, which is very intriguing to me. Very intriguing. I'm talking about from Baltimore to England, like England, not New England, but England. You've seen ships, power, the frequencies, it's just crazy. I think that's a little weird, if you see one or two, but if we up to like 7 to 10, I think it's just something that you pin in and check the box and just pay attention to it and just see where it's going, because we don't know what we don't know. I'm not really big into conspiracy things, but I will say, if it's quacking like a duck, it's a duck. Keep an eye on it. That way you're not blindsided. It's just that simple. And we slide that over. And now we get into our presentation, mental power. So there's a lot of things going along with mental health and people facing different anxieties and things of that nature. And, so is life. Life is meant to have certain levels of anxiety and fear and all that other stuff. But I'm going to talk about how you build good mental power. Good mental power starts with, it's going to sound crazy, good physical hygiene. Yes. Good physical hygiene. How you take care of your oral health, your visual health, your hair, your hearing, your nails, your feet, all that stuff. It sounds small. It really does sound small, but it builds into so much more. Your self-care for yourself in the dark when nobody's around, in your own sacred space, is really going to be reflective of your mind state. So clean house, and we get it, clothes end up places, we end up in a rush, things happen, travel happens, but you got to make it a demarcation line to understand what's happening in your inner world. It's also going to be reflective of your outer world. Next is what you are listening to, what you are consuming. Bad things destroy useful habits. So too much of anything. Listen, we're human beings. It's springtime. Everybody's looking good right now. So sex is going to be at a high level for many people. But being mindful who you with, your safety procedures, and your reasoning for doing things. If you have porn star thoughts towards sex, it's going to be really hard for you to have real intimate relationships, especially when things go out of that realm of just physicality and it becomes more mental, more ethical, more spiritual, more moral. It's going to be really tough. So lay off of that porn stuff and that porn ideology. It's destructive to your mental power. Next, the worry of money. Now, I know that sounds crazy. Listen, money make the world go round, however we want to put it and say it. But ultimately, money is the tool. You are the divine, you are the God. But the money's the tool. It's just a hammer. It's like, Ra's staff, Satesh Shimmatar, it's Thor's hammer. Like, if I could use that. It's like Captain America's shield. They are the wielders of that. And that's how you view money. Like, if your pursuit of money, it's making you morally egregious, meaning you willfully participate into things that is against your code of conduct. I'm not talking about quiet quitting or just being a lazy fuck. I'm talking about things that are just morally incorrect. Almost like you're prostituting yourself for money. You never do that. Money's never that important. But there are going to be times that you're going to have to stay later at work. You're going to have to wake up earlier, and you're going to just have to have a long three months of just nonstop going to build your plan, or 6 months, depending when you are, or a full year of depending where you are or where you want to be. And you just gotta allow that. Like money, like all tools, you gotta craft it for yourself. You gotta sharpen it the way you want it sharpened. You gotta wrap it the way you want to wrap it. And it's all gonna just depend. So if anything, just start with, even if it's just $100 a month. S&P, this is not really financial advice. I am not a financial advisor at all, in no way, shape, or form. I don't think they're as fit as me. But no, like, it's just not my thing. But I will say, working with guys from Goldman Sachs and BlackRock, and just asking good questions, just start off basic, just get you a basic investing account, Fidelity, Stash, Robinhood. Hell, if you want to use my Stash and Robinhood link to set yourself up, so it's like quid pro quo. I think you get $20, I get $20. If you do it, just hit me up. We'll set it up, and then you just think of that residual money. Like, I woke up today and just have to boom, my phone bling, and I go, oh wow, I made $65. I didn't even do anything for it. Other day I made like $35, didn't even do anything for it. And I was just like, whoa, that's kind of cool, right? So just in the past 2 days, that's just what I did. I didn't touch anything at all. So if you're able to do more, do more. But I'm just saying, like, just take baby steps. You're still young. A lot of things is just when you starting, right? So don't be afraid to start. So you got to clear that mental anxiety out of your mind. Like, yo, I got to chill out on these credit cards. I got to chill out. I might have to start eating like one meal a day. I got to rev up on my Planet Fitness. So I got to get a Planet Fitness thing for, what is it, $10 a month? And don't say you don't have $10 a month. That's impossible. Unless you are, well, I don't think anybody watching me is in you might be not in a Bentley or Benz, but you got $10 a month. Get you a Planet Fitness thing, go there 3-4 times a week, even if it's just 30 minutes, and your life will just begin to change, because as you physically feel stronger, like I said in the beginning, you're mentally going to be better. Your mental power and focus is going to be better. Next, slide that over. Reading, Audible, newspaper articles, speaking to people who do what they do is going to add to your mental fortitude. The more positive things you put into your mind, and I'm not saying all things need to be this heavenly positive things. You need things that make you actually think. Like, do you love your life? That's a simple question. Do you love your life? You don't have to answer that, but you should ponder things like that. Do you love your fate, where your life is going? You got to think about that. Do you love your family unit? Do you love your friends? Better yet, do you adore yourself? Do you adore your friends? Do you adore your children? Do you adore your family? Do you adore your career? Because to adore something means you venerate it. It's like holy. Do you treat those things like holy? Or is it just like, come say, come saw, like people come, people go, and everything is disposable? Because the way you view something externally is the way you view things internally, right? So the two never really escape. If you harbor a lot of ill will for someone, internally you're harboring ill will against one of your organs, most likely your kidneys, your stomach starting to get ulcers, don't know why, lower back starting to hurt, your joints starting to ache, and you haven't done anything physically to rev it up, and it's all been an emotional state. Yeah, yeah. So reading, and then you got to keep for your mental power. There's like four fundamental thoughts. I believe there's four fundamental thoughts that I picked up in just in my existence. Me being a martial artist all these years. I was blessed to bask in that was thought process. Like, cause you're running in the rain. At one point, you're doing all those long runs in the rain and the snow and in the heat, and all you have sometimes is your thoughts. Because physically you'll be tired, but mentally, you're gonna do this 3 to 5 miles. You're trying to run a 7-minute mile. Some days a 6:40 mile. Other days an 8-minute mile. Like you dragging ass, and everything is just 9 minutes, and you're really just trying to get through. And we all have days when we're really just trying to get through. And but what you realize though, temperance goes a long way. So the number one thing when building your mind is your temperance. I'm gonna let you look that up. This is your journey, temperance. You gotta have good temperance to have good mental foundation. Then you gotta have um, a honor about yourself, right? Like the way you present yourself. It's always like when you step into a room, you should believe that the space is now more sacred than ever before. Everything and everyone around you, you will make, even if on that worst day, your presence, your attitude, your energy is making them better, making them find their sacredness in that moment, right? It's all mind frame, right? So when you step into a place, it just becomes holy, your sacredness. So we got temperance and your sacredness of yourself, your honor, your sacredness. Those are two things I realize it has made a world of events and just interaction. Next is your passion, your joy, how light you are. Let's just call it how light you are. A lot of people will take small things and build Mount Rushmore out of the smallest of things. A lot of people, boundaries are so hard, and it's fine to have boundaries, but if your boundaries are too hard and there's never no leeway, you're gonna ruin relationships with people that meant you no harm and no disrespect, but you just have to prove this weird boundary. So I think knowing when to state things and knowing how to talk to people and knowing what you actually want out of that interaction. Are you doing things just to be right? So you could be like, look, I told such and such and such and such and such and such, and if blah 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 and dot dot dot, I'm blah. And they just was like, yo, I didn't even mean it like that. Let's talk about it. I don't want to talk like you put people in peculiar situations, and you want them to give you grace, but you never give people grace, right? So keep your heart light, light. So you got your temperance, you got your sacredness, you got the lightness. of your joy, your passion, your fellowship, your friendliness. And next and last but not least, for your mental health, you got to give back. You got to find a program, or organization, a sisterhood, a brotherhood, something that brings out your creation, something that brings out your ability to give without want, like to take your skill and give without want. You got to be charitable. So we got temperance, we got our sacredness, we got our lightness, and now we got our charities. Thinking, focusing on those four things will just always bring good mental power, good mental fortitude. Because if you always put money as the number one thing, all right, money's your God now, and you're going to end up twisted and perverse and always pursuing and saying stupid shit online. Like, it's cool, they got more money than you. Like, just stupid shit. Like, a vow act is a vow act. Don't matter if the person got 300 billion or $20. It's still suck as shit. But you can always tell how somebody view money or material things by the stuff they say. It's okay for Harvey Weinstein to be a rapist or whatever. He got money. They might not say it, but they'll try to add the money as the number one parameter, as if money builds character. Money is just a product of your skill and industry. That's it. Like, I'm a trainer. For a fact, anybody that you meet, New York, California, is making between no less than 50K and probably no more than like 180K being a trainer. That's it. And then you have your very few, your 0.3%, or let's just say out of the 100%, you have your 1% that makes $1 million to maybe high 3 mil. That's it. So it's all, your money is a product of your industry. Your yearly income is a product of your industry, what you do, what skills you acquired, in what industry you found your passion in. Boom. So you got that. So don't stress money like that. But what you should be doing, I don't care if you make 50 or 3 million, you should always be investing in your money, investing in dividend stocks, investing in good stocks, S&P 500, ETFs, and things of that nature, and just let your money grow, your IRA, your 401k, your 402b. Like, always take a percentage out and give to yourself. Like, there's a great book, The Richest Man in Babylon. Everybody should read if you got money questions. Who Stole My Cheese is another good book if you got like career and career and how to get it questions. And you got to just study and take your shots. It's got to be mentally arduous to say you do something and then you never do it. To say you are something and everything is a hustle or a scam or a game, that's got to mentally beat you up. To never do the things properly to really be who you are supposed to be. Damn, it's crazy. That would drive a person crazy. To put up a facade, but you never do the blood, the sweat, the tears, the late nights, the early starts for what you say you are. It's wild. It's wild. Like, you never pursue Godship over your life. You just kind of leave it up to chance, and that's fine. Some people get the wind of success, but when things get hard, they crumble, they cripple because they didn't make the calluses to do it. That's what discipline is. Discipline is just you're callous in doing something. You're callousing yourself to get the job done, no matter when, where, what's the season, climate, feeling, Shit just gotta get done. And we always, like, discipline is not a punishment. It's just the price that you play. It's the price you pay for a life laid in the nice shade. From your own tree that you planted, it grows, it blossoms, it gives you nice shade, it produces nice fruit, and you get to live off of that. And then people get to know you for that. And then people want to be around you for that. But if you're always trying to pluck fruit off of this tree, that tree, and you don't create your own, man, like you're really degenerating yourself. And like I said in the previous video, in 168, we either elevating or we're like disintegrating right now in 2024. Period. So we all got to get our bills together. Ain't not one person bills completely in order for the most part. Next, you definitely want to get your all things, your health, your mental health. Like, just don't go on vacation just to drink and trick. Go on vacation, get you a nice hotel, beautiful view, balcony, and get you a few good days of just sleep and quietude. Like, for your mental health, you got to learn to be able to sit in quietude. Maybe we add quietude to number 5 for mental power, right? Number 5 is quietude. You got to learn how to slow all the way the fuck down. If you can't do that, because then slow becomes smooth, and smooth becomes fast, and then fast brings creation. That's it. But if you can't slow down and correct your thoughts, I don't think you can do much of anything, because that quietude, that self, it's so key. And it's really like I would say like a staple point. You got to learn when to be quiet and just when to really sit with your information. Like, why are you chasing all these degrees, but yet your basics is messed up? Like, you haven't sat with your basics. Like, why are you pursuing all these women and your basics is messed up? Meaning, like, you got a kid, 2 kids, 3 kids out there, and you ain't being a father, but yet you going on multiple dates. The fucking math don't math right with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you giving yourself, maybe not consciously, but subconsciously, really deep mental anguish. It's gonna fuck up your spirit. How are you this wonderful, beautiful, fly, elegant woman, but no man does, you bring no peace to no man that you date? You're always on some like weird rivalry shit. That's gonna mentally fuck you, because you look in the mirror, you see your beauty, you're stylish, you smell good smell, but everything you utter is straight poisonous. It can't be good. And you gotta have the wherewithal. That's why that quietude is your anchor, because you got to be able to self-correct the design of a good person. Especially like I like thinking everybody is just a god at different levels, right? That's just my world view. And if we're all divine, because I know I'm divine, so therefore I see everybody as divine. Some might just be at the lower levels of divinity. That quietude is going to give you the ability to self-correct. And people who can self-correct and get better, man, that's a force to be reckoned with, And you really get to see that in books. Like, if you read a book called The Autobiography of Malcolm X, you can see his life change over 3 or 4 times until his assassination. The man was moving on straight Messiah, ultra power, synthesis, like, it was wild. And that is what that quietude is for, and it might come in the way of prison. Some of you had to get locked up. It saved your life. It saved other people's lives. And it gave you an opportunity to go to that law library, and you became a chef, a lawyer, a doctor, and you changed your life, and you became a committed father, and now you're a committed husband, and I salute. And I hope you play the Kendrick song Stars every anniversary for your wife, and you accomplish something like that. You know what I mean? And no matter what, your hands are clean, you're paying your taxes, you're going to your kids' games, you're enjoying your wife opening her business. It's a beautiful thing. So quietude is gonna come in different forms. It's either you gonna slow yourself down, or life is gonna slow you down to allow you to face your consequences, or you gonna get out of here. You're gonna get out of here because you're speeding too much. You know, moving too fast at a certain age is definite disaster. Moving too fast in your youth, you might be able to escape, never escape unscarred, but you have the energy to keep going. But you can't be in your 40s and 50s and 60s talking about you running game, you pimping, you playing. That shit's nuts. That's nuts. You're supposed to be the wisdom teachers. Like when you're in your 40s, you've accumulated a certain amount of knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and commitment to existence that you should be able to give good game to the youth below you, right? Or they should, yeah, I use the word like this. People are idolized growing up. Hell yeah, like all this, like you are the only one you should look toward. There's a lot of truth to that, but it's also a lot of bullshit in the context people use it. You need people who are pillars to your existence. So any young man or woman looking at me, I hope that you go like, yo, whatever that brother's doing, I like the way he sounds. I want to take that and I want to add that positiveness and these principles to my life and just get better and be a dope human being. I salute you. Thank you. Because I'm just the product of my father's grace, my uncle's grace, my godmother's grace, my martial arts instructor's grace, and certain entertainment artists that I idolized had their picture on my wall, and it just grew me because what I was searching for was finding me. And that's another thing about that quietude, those silent nights, the dark nights of the soul. Those are things you have to face. But you can't keep running away from those things. It's going to affect your mental health. And a lot of your mental health is a product of your spiritual health as well. So, once again, I gave you the 5 things that I believe will build your mental power. But always the 5th thing, anchor yourself in quietude. Start yourself. And the number 1 thing is always temperance. And this should end in quietude so you can self-reflect and just be your absolute best self. So I say all that to say this. It is April 29th, 2024. This has been the Monday Jump Off number 169. I'm glad everybody who's listening, please like, share, subscribe, and let's just keep growing and getting better. You know, I'm trying to get better too. We should always be getting better. Like, we grew, but did we grow wiser, right? We aged, but are we aging gracefully? And I wish for you all longevity. And remember, you are the king and queen of your life. Make the best of it. I'm Kapresh, and this is the Monday Jump Off. Till next week. Peace.